Happy Self Love Sunday. I am Mo Sass, the host of Self Love Sundays with Sass. I am a certified life coach who likes to consider herself an aid in the village that helps walk alongside people on their journeys to discovering and also creating a vision and purpose for their lives, just so they can have the life they so desperately desire, whether that's in terms of financial freedom and or stability. Right? Some people just like, please just help me get my money together, girl. Whether that's in terms of career or starting to become an entrepreneur, or relationships of all kinds, whether in a marriage, desiring to be married, things going on in their household, all the things. I like to say all the things. I am the person that walks along and gives valuable tips and tools, and even exercises so that we can work through all the things that are in the way of you achieving your dream. Okay, so today, first of all, I wasn't here last Sunday, and the reason I wasn't is because I was able to live out one of my biggest dreams last week. For those of you who don't know, I always tell people up front, I am not religious, I am spiritual. And what that means is I have a personal relationship with God. And because I do, He's opened up so many beautiful doors for me. And one of them was for me to actually become ordained to do weddings and actually study ministry, to be honest. So yes, I am a minister, and I'm so proud about it, and I'm so happy about it. I love being a vessel to do God's work, and I was able to perform a beautiful wedding. It was on my vision board. Why am I sharing this? Because I want people to know that dreams can come true, and what seems like maybe a small dream to someone maybe is a big dream to someone else. So it was really a big dream for me because I love love. I love everything about love. I love spreading love. I love giving love. I love receiving love. Just want to put that out there. Receiving love. But, in all honesty, I just feel like I was placed here to love and to bring love together and to help people discover the love within themselves so they can go out and give this world what it desperately needs, which is more love. So people don't understand a lot of times finding your passion and your purpose is finding love, the things that you love to do. And when you love to do a thing, when you go out and you give it to this world, it's love, and people need that, right? So I just happen to be one of those who is standing in the forefront for what I believe, is just such a beautiful thing in front of the eyes of God, which is bringing two souls together for His greater good. A lot of times people think getting married is about you. Oh, it is not, baby. It is, but it isn't. Two people are typically joined together so that they can minister something special to this world. God brings people together for a very distinct purpose, and when they find that purpose, because oftentimes in the beginning, some couples don't know, some couples do, what they're supposed to do in this world together. It is such a beautiful thing. Where two or more are gathered, right? It is just such a beautiful thing. And I experienced a godly love, these two people. It was like when something is ordained by God, it's just beautiful. And I'm not saying that God picks your spouse. I'm not saying that I didn't talk about this. And if you didn't go back, you can, to listen to it, please go back on my YouTube channel where I talked about we're born looking like our parents, but we die looking like our decisions. It was your decision. I'm not saying that He puts people in front of you and you choose, okay? Choose carefully. That's what I'm gonna say about that. And so that's why I wasn't here last Sunday. But this Sunday, I want to talk about what's done in the dark will come to light. What's done in the dark will come to light. And but when I say that, most times people think it's like, yeah, girl, because when this one did this or when this one cheated, everything will come to light. You try to hide something and that bone will fly out the closet. And I'm not talking about another person. I'm talking about with us. What's done in the dark will come to light. And what that means is it's the trauma we've experienced growing up. It's the things that have happened to us along this lifespan, this life journey, this soul's mission. We think that when things happen to us in our past that we can suppress it and we can stuff those emotions down and we can just not think about it anymore. I was having a conversation with someone who I really she became like a daughter to me, although right now we're all kind of like in separation, and we're not really all together anymore. She's like a daughter to me. And we were talking, and she said to me, went out to eat, don't about bringing up the past and not bringing up the past. And the thing about it is, no, it's not a thing to live in the past. But if the past really is showing itself right now in this present moment, if you are still holding people accountable and bleeding all over people because of the trauma you felt in your past. A lot of times people don't even understand why they're so angry, why they're so hateful, or why they're doing things unconsciously. Most times it's because there's something that happened to us in our childhood, in our past. We have not addressed those abandonment wounds. We haven't addressed the trauma of being touched or sexually molested or abused. We haven't dealt with the trauma of feeling rejected. So a lot of times we haven't dealt with the things, and I don't really like to use the word dealt with. What I want to say is we haven't healed those things, and they're showing up in our lives right now. So what is hidden in the dark, what is done in the dark, is coming to light. Is coming to light in your behaviors, how you're treating people, how you're splitting yourself into a million different people. I say that too. And let me give you an example of what I mean by that. I was watching this Steve Harvey episode, and it was like a little clip that came on, and the woman was saying how God gave her a vision of who her husband was, and she decided, after getting that vision, she got it at a very young age, that she was going to go focus on her career and do all these things to get herself prepared for this man. She did everything but date. She did everything but date, which is absolutely funny. But she was saying that she was having a hard time meeting people. So she started saying the things that she did. So she was saying she's very successful in her career. So she was one way when she went to her job. When she came home, she was like, oftentimes, she was generally happy, but also, feeling like she's been alone for a long time. So she doesn't have a problem with being by herself. It's just that it's like, okay, but I've been waiting all this time. Where's my Boaz? So some people like to say, if you read the Bible, or where's my guy at, or where's my wife at, right? If this was a man, where is it at? And then she said, I did all these ventures. I go on vacation by myself. I salsa dance. She was talking about how she loves to do salsa and all the sexiness of salsa. But what she was missing in all of that is she split herself into 10 different people. She was one way on vacation, another way at work, another way at salsa, instead of aligning herself and being all those things. So if you bring that sexy, sassy, beautiful soul of a woman on your job, the man may be there, but he just don't see you because you're just so straight and narrow-minded and focused, and you're splitting yourself into a million different people. A lot of people do that. I did that. I would be one way on my job, another way when I went on, because when I go on vacation, let me tell y'all something. I vacation. I'm like party girl, because I love to dance. I'm one that loves to dance as well, but I was spinning myself in a million different things, and being one way in one circle and being another way in another circle. I've learned to just be me. Someone needs to hear that. I've learned to just be me. And whoever likes it, likes it. Whoever don't. Whoever stays. Whoever doesn't stay, it's okay. Doesn't make the person bad. Doesn't make me bad. It just makes me who I am. Getting to love who you are. And a lot of that came with a lot of deep healing. And I want to talk about the healing journey, because what's done in the dark will come to light. If we do not get on these healing journeys, if we don't heal this, we're going to self-sabotage the career. We're going to self-sabotage the business because we have a fear of success. We're going to self-sabotage the relationship because all the fear of everything that everyone did in our past, is showing up right now. And it all stems from something that happened in a very early age. There's so many mommy and daddy abandonment wounds going on with people who were in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, and we're still bleeding all over everyone, all because we refuse to heal. I'm going to give you 3 practical things. There are 7 steps that I love to do. I can't give you all 7 when I do these videos. So if you want to work with me, please reach out to me, info@moesass, moesass.com. If you know that you want to book, you can book directly on my website, www.moesass.com, or you can always message me. Just email me, message me, and we can talk about if this is a good fit. And also, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Life Coaching with Sass, and it's just a W, Life Coaching WSASS, so with Sass. All right, so The first thing is in healing is getting in tune and touch with the emotion. And I always say, it's knowing thyself, studying ourselves so we can heal ourselves. Why am I feeling what I'm feeling? Why is this coming up for me right now? And a lot of times we want to touch the surface. The surface is blaming the other person. And I'm not saying that people don't do things that can, stir things up in our spirit, but it's the understanding, why did it stir up in my spirit? What am I feeling? Am I feeling sad? Am I feeling hurt? A lot of people go to what I think. Thinking and feeling are two different things. Right? I think this happened because this person did this. And because this person did this to me, this is why I did that. Accountability is everything, but that comes with knowing yourself, understanding yourself. If someone did something bad to you and you went and did something else bad to them, that's a choice. That's a choice. And it's as if we have no other choice. I had this conversation with my best friend. We were talking about the whole cheating aspect, right? And it was like, oh, what? Because it was like, because she did this, I did this, right? Because she made me feel this way, or because she chose this, I chose to step out and cheat. And it's like, well, wait a minute, right? And you guys know I come and I talk about me very honestly too. When I first stepped out on my in my relationship in the past, I did the same thing. I was like, well, because he wasn't there for me, because I was drowning in all these bills and I didn't have any help, and because I felt, abandoned, and he wasn't doing this and he wasn't doing that. I stepped out. That is a lie. That is you making your choices and your decisions based upon someone else, as if you were a victim and you had another choice. I had a choice. The choice could have been, this is not the relationship for me, so I'm going to step out and I'm going to go my own way. But instead, I chose to blame. Because if I blame them, then they can take accountability for the things that I've done, which is not okay. You have a choice. You have a choice to leave. If you don't feel loved, if you don't feel secure, if you don't feel like this person is the person for you, you have the right to leave. But most don't leave because that's not truly the case. And that's not why you stepped out. Most times it's something that's within you, right? It was fear that got in the way. I can speak for myself, and that was absolutely that. When somebody get too close to my heart, I was like, I don't like that feeling, because you're gonna hurt me waiting for the shoe to drop, right? So there is always a choice in the matter, and accepting accountability is everything. Because accepting accountability, not for all of it, accepting accountability for your part in it, will help you be able to heal that situation. Okay, and that comes along. So why am I feeling the way am I feeling? What is this bringing up for me? If I went deeper into why love hurts for me, I can get to the root of being touched when I was 13 years old. So getting to the root of it, get to the heart of the matter of why we're making the choices that we're making, and stop putting it on other people. Knowing what you feel. I felt sad in the moment. I felt hurt when that person said that to me. I was heartbroken. I was angry. I was confused. That's what I felt. Okay? Instead of speaking the trauma. They did this, they did that. Okay. They did all those things. And your choice could be one or two things. Your choice could be to accept what is and decide to do something based upon that. Or make up a bunch of stories and go, we can go fire for fire and hurt each other, right? It's all a choice. So the reason why I'm getting to that is because a lot of times when I'm working with clients, we will start off, and this is so true, as we talk about the goals, what is it that they're trying to achieve, right? And we'll start on the goals, and all of it leads back to love and hurt, and pain. And it all stems from, it's almost like these relationships are guiding our paths in our lives, but we're not honest about that. So when they come, they're like, I want to work on my career, and I want to do this thing, and I'm like, okay, let's get to it. We start digging deep, and it's like, okay, what's hidden in the dark then comes to light. But a lot of times when people don't want to touch those emotions because they are heavy. So I get why even talking to, and she was like a daughter to me, even talking to her why she felt that way, because those emotions are heavy. And so it's like, you don't want to feel that on your own. So number two, the second thing you do is when you know that, when you know you don't want to touch the past because it feels very heavy and it feels very deep. And a lot of times people are like, well, my mom was a great mom, so I don't want to talk about my mom. Your mom is a great mom, and she did the best she could with what she knew how to do. And it doesn't mean that you're talking about her. It just means that you have to get to the root of the situation so that we can stop bringing that stuff forward and bleeding all over our relationships. All right. And healing that so the 7-year-old is not running your business. When I heard Cantor say that, this is another speaker. When I heard him say, like, he said he was talking about another lady. Her name was Darnell, who she is magnificent, beautiful woman who turned her business into a multi-million-dollar business, and looking to scale it even higher. She was saying that most of us show up and we're running our business. Our 8-year-old selves is running our business, running off emotion. Emotional intelligence is everything. So understanding when you get into a situation, who is showing up? Who is showing up? Who is showing up to have the conversation when you're feeling rejected, or you didn't get the promotion, or you don't feel safe and secure in a relationship? Who's showing up? Who's running the show? That's so important to understand that. So getting with a professional will help you walk through those things. If it's really deep trauma, I find that when I'm working with a client, if it gets to be really deep trauma, and I did have a client, God rest her soul, she's no longer living. She passed away. The trauma was so deep, I knew that she needed psychotherapy, which is something that I'm not specialized in. So I don't believe in going deep into someone's trauma. If it's truly, truly deep, that's when you have to call in a particular specialized therapist to help you walk through that. Some people's grief is so deep and pain is so deep, they need special therapy. When my son was murdered, I needed special therapy. I needed a grief therapist, someone who specialized in dealing with grief, because it was just too heavy, because it was not the first child, it was the second son for me. So it's like understanding what you need. So what resources do you need? Ask yourself that question. What resources do I need? If you think that you can do it alone, you are not mistaken. I'm going to say it again, if you think that you can do it alone, you are mistaken. Many people have tried and many have failed. And it shows in the disharmony, in the dis-ease in their body. A lot of times people think that the disease in their body is because of, something that they're ate, but they won't get to the root of why you're eating the things that you're doing. Why are you obsessively eating? Why are you drinking the way you're drinking? Why are you getting high? All this is to escape reality, and it's giving you a temporary fix. Okay? And we have to work through these things. So what resources do you need? Reaching out to a professional is going to be vital. And if you need help with that, reach out to me. I would love to set you up, or just, with a network, to finding out, to who to reach out to get help. Okay? The next thing, which is always the first thing in my life, but I really don't lead with it, because a lot of people think, oh my God, religion, and so many people were scarred and hurt by religion that they run from it. So many people punish God for a human using their free will. And this is why going through therapy and getting help will help you understand that people invoke free will. People invoke free will, and they do some nasty things, and things that I don't understand. I'm not built like that. So I don't understand why people do. And I'm not saying that I have never hurt anyone before. That's not what I'm saying. But there's some people out here who really, really, and when you enter in spirituality, into the spirit realm, and you really come to understand that some people just have rotten hearts, and you would just never believe that, right? And again, why people are the way they do is probably there's some trauma and things that they've dealt with in their lives. I'm not going to escape what they're doing, but being who I am is the dangerous thing, because sometimes I have a tendency to understand why people do the things that they do, and they still need to be held accountable for it. Okay, accountability is everything. But the last thing is getting in tune and touch with your higher power. I cannot do this alone. I don't do it alone. Okay, I have a plethora of people who I can call on, and I'm thankful that I can call on them. My grandmother, number one, aka the OG of it all. Okay, I call on her, and I'm so thankful to God that she's still living. When I call to grandmother, I need you to pray for my mind right now. Like, I need you to pray for my heart right now. I need you to pray, right? She's great in that for me. So again, when I know who my resources is, knowing, having these tools and tips in my bag, and that's why working with a life coach is important. Giving you, knowing the tools and tips when to pull out for what. Getting in tune and touch with your higher source is going to be everything. Okay, and again, me, I'm personally, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. It doesn't have to be that for you. And just to let you in on a secret, I was married to a Muslim once before. So again, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. I believe in love of all. I don't care who you believe in. It's not my job to tell you who to believe in. If you want to know why I am the way I am and how I've walked through all that I've walked through, I can explain that to you all day, every day, on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday love. I was thinking about Sherelle, y'all. For those of you who don't know it, look up Alexander O'Neill and Sherelle. It's Saturday Love. But, for me, that's what's brought me through. And it's so funny because my grandmother last night, she sent me one of my favorite passages, which she didn't know. And I'm going to read it to you and just rock with me for a second, okay? It's Philippians, it's 6-8 that she sent me. And I'm going to read it because I love this. And it really helped me last night. And it says, do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Jesus Christ. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatsoever is true, whatsoever is noble, whatsoever is right, whatsoever is pure, whatsoever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. When I tell you that right there, just reading that made me feel lighter, because what it was talking about is bring your request to God. He's an understanding God, and God does care about your feelings. He does care about your heart. He does care about your well-being, despite what people have told you, despite how people have used religion to harm other people, because I know there's many people that was done to, including me, right? But to me, it's like when I cast my cares and I go in prayer. And for those of you who don't believe necessarily in the Bible or Jesus Christ, and you want to talk about the universe, I actually study Abraham Hicks, who I absolutely love. And I tell y'all, listen, when I tell you I'm spiritual, okay? Law of attraction, right? So we talk about those good things, the things that you desire, the things that, it's like when I go to God, I pray in such a way that I pray knowing that thing is going to be removed. I don't go to God in this lack mentality, so to speak. I go to him with honesty and sincerity and openness. I think that God can handle that. He can handle me, child, and I'm a bit much. So I go to him in such a way that I'm really honest and authentic with him. I don't go putting on a face, and I don't go putting on the air. Like, listen, if I'm sad, I'm sad. If I'm heartbroken, I'm heartbroken. If I need to cry, I cry. But within all that, I rejoice in knowing that because he's in my life, because God is in my life and he's God in my life, that I'm gonna come through. So that's what that breeds. It gives hope. A lot of people are missing hope. If you don't have hope, you don't have anything. And so it's, for me, it gives me hope. My faith gives me hope. It helps me to know that when I wake up in the morning, I have that gives me another second, another minute, another hour, another day to better my best, to be better, to have better. I can't punish myself for what I didn't know. But once I know better, I can do better. So many of you are punishing yourselves for what you didn't know. So when I talk about what's done in the dark will come to light, sometimes we've hurt other people, we bled other people, not understanding why. But once you come to understand it, once you come to know it, right, that what you do is forgive yourself and forgive others so that you can move forward, right, and have the life that you desire. You deserve it. You deserve it. But the key is accountability. The key is knowing that what's done in the dark is going to come to light. It's coming up, whether you like it or not. It's coming up and it's coming out. So many of my bones have flown out the closet. It's like, listen, it's coming out, whether you want it to or not. So own it. Be accountable. Don't blame other people. Stop blaming people for your just choices and your decisions. You are not a victim. You get to make a choice. If something is not for you, you get to leave it. You get to move forward and move on. You don't have to do it in such a nasty way, right? It's up to you, right? So that's very important. It's so important for people to hear. It's so important for you to understand that you can have the life that you dream of. It's faith. You can have faith in your vision and then putting some work behind it, because faith without works is dead. That means you have to put some action behind this, right? Even with the law of attraction, it's not that we just sit around and we do our affirmations. You have to put some work behind it. You have to put some goals behind it, right? And then work towards those things. It doesn't have to be gritty and grimy. It doesn't have to be that. In all things, let it be love. When you know yourself, you heal yourself, you love yourself, and you spread love and you give love. Right? First, give it to yourself so that you give it to others in overflow. I had to learn that too. Okay? So just know that whatever is done in the dark will come to light. Whatever is felt in the dark will come to light. It's coming. Whether you like it or not, it's coming. And the thing is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to sit in this depression? Are you going to sit in this pity party? Are you going to sit in this poor me, woe is me? Are you going to do something about it? Are you going to choose to, A, feel it so you can heal it? B, find out what resources that you need, whether it's reaching out to a life coach, hi y'all, or a therapist, right? Or is it going to be, like I said, I go to my grandmother, I have a prayer team, y'all, that I know that when they pray, like this earth moves instantly. I have clarity and peace when they pray. You understand what I'm saying? Like I do it for myself too, and you have to be careful with that too. I'm gonna just tell you right now, you don't know who people pray to, so you got to be very careful about who you go to for prayer. I'm gonna just say that for those of you again who are not into biblical practices, prayer is meditation. So get in meditation, get quiet, get in stillness. Okay, that's very important. Very, very important. I meditate too, y'all. I don't just pray, I meditate, because it's not about all the time speaking. It's about listening and hearing, okay? And then lastly, are you going to get in tune and touch with your higher power? Whether it's law of attraction, getting more into reading, understanding it more, okay? Whatever that is, Buddha, Allah, Jesus Christ, whoever you call your God. Are you reading? Are you being obedient? Because this is the thing. It's one thing just to get into, and don't use it to harm people. Real talk. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Honor thy mother and thy father, and thy days will be longer. Like, parents, come on, y'all. Real talk. What God is talking about in that is honoring the vessel. You're not telling your kids to honor your sin. Can we stop that, please? Seriously? That's the same thing that happened to us. Stop using religion. This is why people don't trust God, and this is why people don't want to go to God. It's because you're using it in such a harmful way. God is not this punishing, I'm going to burn you up. Like, come on, can we stop that? Yes, we are held accountable for our actions. Yes, there's times he has to humble our heart. Yes, there's times that, it's not the devil, it's our choices, somebody, right? And we can't always blame the devil for our choices, okay? Sometimes we're not being obedient when God is telling us to go left and we decide to go right. When God is telling you not to be in that relationship. When you know for a fact that you are stepping out on a person, blaming them, but really and truly it's your mess. Come on, y'all. Stop blaming the devil. You making these choices, okay? And I just want to say, please stop punishing God for what a human did to you. That is not God. That is not God. God, I don't believe that God would ever tell somebody, allow someone to rape and harm and beat and murder someone. I do not believe that. I believe that people have free will, and I believe the devil is busy. But I believe that God can keep our hearts. I believe that God, we can rest in him. We can. When that young man killed my son, I didn't blame God. I didn't blame God. So important. Somebody needed to hear that today, so I shared it. Okay, I want you to have the most amazing, amazing Sunday. I want you to understand that if you're listening to this, you have another second, another minute, another day, another hour. I want you to know that if you are listening to me, that I love you. I thank you for those of you who have been rocking me for a long time. I thank you for those who are new to my content. I love you. Have an amazing, amazing week.